What up, YouTube Digital? Um, you know, Lambdog did a really cool deal about,
Probably thought I forgot where I came from. Cause most of these niggas get rich and then they change up. My niggas think I changed, so
matter of fact, I gotta stop for a second. Hey, Isabella, come here. I'm gonna be doing this video. I'm gonna do a series of kind of like Mad Bad Voodoo's real life, but I'm gonna be doing it about mine. Now, I've been teaching you all those moves and everything else. Now, what about the one last night? Did that one really freak the fuck out of you? How fast was that? Now, if you were holding a knife, would you have it in your hand? Come here. No, come here. Would you have it in your hand? If you came at me with a knife, do you think I could take it out of your hand without even touching it? I did an old... Okay. I took very small pieces of martial arts that I took as a kid. Very small.
Like this,
and I did this. Come over here.
And you're like this.
She was handing me a cordless mouse, and she just put it up to... I didn't even know she was going to hand it to me, but she put it up to me, and I just went like that, real quick, and basically I'm slapping the inside of her wrist right here, and I'm slapping, at the same time I'm slapping right here on the outside of her arm. So when her arm is like this, it's getting hit here and here. So your elbow is like almost going backwards. It sends to your brain, move your arm.
Wait, why did you actually do that?
Because I could. Because it
Why do you think I was holding the mouse out to you?
I see. I walked out there, and you went to hand me the mouse, and I just bam like that, and the mouse went flying. You didn't hold on to the mouse, did you? You know why?
It went to the speaker, I think. Yeah, the speaker.
You know why? Come here. Now put your hands straight out like that. When I go like this, okay, your brain is going to instantly tell you. Now, of course, I would not be grabbing her hand because that actually could cut me. But if you do get cut, the likelihood is going to be right here. And your second move would probably be a punch, so you're closing your hand up. Big deal. You're overriding the elbow joint to the point your brain's going to go, let go, move, whatever. But even if you didn't drop it, put your hand up again. Put it straight out. I'm not going to hurt you.
Just do it slowly.
I'm not going to hurt you. Just come forward. Even if you didn't drop it, and I can do that, I can keep you going, and then I can make you drop it. I can turn it into about 100 different things. Now, you know I'm very big on pressure points. And that is stunting the nerve. There's ways, you know how the doctor hits your knee?
Yeah, it makes your leg.
And it makes your leg go. It's kind of the same thing. It's also kind of the same thing as an alligator. When they
Snap their jaw.
When they snap down, it's so much pressure it can crush your skull. But even you can hold their mouth closed if it's closed, and they can't open it. They won't be able to open it
Wait a minute.
because their muscles are made to only go one way. So once their mouth is closed, their muscles aren't strong enough to overpower you. So you got to use tricks when you're fighting. You got to use those type of tricks. Now come here. Now, like I tried to explain to you last night, your elbow only goes one way, right? So if I start to make it go the other way, by doing that,
This just go this way.
right, but
Go back.
you have, now if I really did it, I mean, if I really, now I've smacked you and stuff like that, kind of in the stomach to make a point that I could hit you that fast, when we're playing around. But if I was to do what I did last night to you at like full done,
It will broke my arm.
probably not, but it would probably make your arm at least a little screwed up for a minute, where
Numb.
I would turn, and the next move I would do is just punch you right in the shoulder.
This shoulder?
Yeah. Because now I got a weak spot, and that's your right arm, and that's your good arm. That's the
And
one
that's
that you
your-
tried to stab me with. You never stab with the other one, do you? You stab with your good one. So now I just weakened your most important striking ability.
What if your left arm is your better arm and
Then you
use
would-
your right arm?
Then I would do the same thing to your left. I just do it opposite.
No, what if they use their right arm when the left arm is their good arm?
People don't do that. They don't. They're too stupid. Me, I can hold a knife in any. It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter because I fight differently than normal people. Normal people fight. Like, there was a lady who ran into her ex-boyfriend. She was with two guy friends. The ex-boyfriend raised his shirt and said, "Hey, I got a gun." And those two guy friends both drawed, and they played Wild Wild West with this guy. Well, one of them got shot. The guy did die, okay? The bad guy died, okay? He did. But one of the good guys got shot. Why did he get shot? Because they try to play quick draw. Fuck that shit. No. The chances of a quick draw against somebody else is so small, it's better to know what to do. Now, if they walked up, if somebody had a gun in their waist, it's fucking pointing at their dick and everything, it's better to walk up and fucking, grab their wrist and push them. You twist them back like this, and you gotta have some forearm muscle to do it. And you're pushing it back towards their spine. So their shoulders they end up being like this. They can't move their arms out to do anything. But goddamn, you can take a finger and pop that trigger. And pop a fucking nut in their pants. In the wrong sense. But instead, they try to play quick draw. They didn't work out too well. And we're going to start seeing more of that. More and more people at CCWs. You're going to see more of that. I've seen 2 people that got their gun taken away by a criminal. Okay? Criminals don't fight the same, because as I go into my little deal next about my father and stuff, we don't fight the same. We don't think the same. There's some jackass that runs around the desert fucking shooting targets and all this shit. And I could sit there, fucking take my 44 and knock down an 8-inch tree at 40 feet, and I'm just sitting here going, click, pop, click, pop, click, pop, click, pop, done. I still haven't seen him do that. And he won't. Because all that running and gunning bullshit, who gives a flying fuck? You know what? Go look at the two Chainz robbery in San Francisco. And I'm going to tell you, I know exactly where that is in San Francisco. One, he shouldn't have been there. Two, he should not have been there without some representation. He should have called E40, Too Short, Spice One, somebody in the Bay that could have kept him locked. But he didn't. And he got ganked. Broad daylight, gunmen coming out. And that gun's already going to be out. That gun, or even if they don't have a gun, they're already going to be ready for your ass. And what most people don't know about that robbery is there's 2 people there. A lot of people didn't notice that. There was. That second person usually doesn't make himself known until he needs to. Johnniak pointed that out in a situation that he was in, and he actually took down that video, which sucks, because that was a real video. That was a real life fucking situation that can happen to everyone, and he took it down because of, people will probably go, why didn't you shoot the fuckers? Or, some stupid shit like that. And people don't get it. Criminals know that you have guns. They don't give a fuck about gun free. Most states didn't have CCWs 10 years ago. So what the fuck did you do in gun-free zones then? You think a gun-free zone's gonna make me go home scared? No. Why? Why? Because it just tells me that people only know one form of fighting. Anyway, Johnniak's video was awesome, where him and his son were 20 yards, 10 yards, whatever it was, ahead of his wife and daughter. And they were going to go to the movies. And they were going down the street, and a street peddler was trying to get the girls to, buy stupid shit. And they were like, no, we don't want it. We don't want it. Johnniak was smart. He might not know exactly what was going on, but he knew something was wrong. And he's smart and circled the wagon. Because what they're trying to do is the typical ambush. And once those two are knocked down and that second person reveals himself, which happened in that case, out of nowhere, that second person came. Now, in that case right there, the second person came to help get the situation. Sometimes they'll act like the Good Samaritan. You gotta be careful because you don't know. You don't know what the fuck's going on out there. And you hear people taking videos in a mall talking about sheepdog bullshit and all this shit. And then they come to California and they get their shit ripped off. You're a fucking sheepdog and you can't even protect a goddamn camera. What the fuck type of sheepdog is that? Go back in a corner and lick your nuts. Jesus Christ. That's just the stupidity of fucking what is been on and going on with YouTube and people who whatever. I put videos up. I purposely fucking flip people off. I purposely chase them around. You know, yeah, okay. If it wasn't a girl, I mean, if I knew it was a girl, I wouldn't have done it. But she still scraped the shit out of my car. I still gotta replace my mirror. And at the end of the video, when I pull up next to her, you can see 2 scrape marks, and that's from my mirror. Bitch. But anyhow, I wouldn't have chased her if I knew it was, but she was up to shady shit anyways. Just the way she was, where she was going and everything else, she was up to shady shit. But anyhow, I put up fucking videos, me fucking yelling at Asian Gaming or everything else. Even that Honda guy, man, what the fuck was his shit? I saw him halfway in between one store and the other, kind of weaving his way through traffic to catch up to me. And I know people in this area have seen the car enough and know that it's got some pretty loud bass, and it's probably seen me race somebody like the light or some shit, because I kind of do that shit too much. But anyhow, I mean, he didn't make a mistake. He knew what he was doing when he put it down into that gear and fucking slammed on the gas to take off. I mean, and I waved bye-bye with my middle finger. That's why my wife was pissed. And I told her I wanted to get in a fight the other day, because I'm bored. Don't ask. You just won't understand. Somebody like me needs to get out their aggression. I can't just go beat up a punching bag. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. I have actually broke the bottom straps of the 85-pound punching bag. So now I have to have somebody hold it, or I have to buy a new one. But I'm not that way. I get to a point where I just need to let it go in a certain way. To the point I'm throwing Crip signs up fucking Bloods, and I'm not a Crip. Again, don't ask. I wish I actually do have that on video. I have to find it. And if I can find it, I'll put it up. Because most of the time now, I have the camera in the car and I'm rolling. And as soon as I make my new car computer, front and back 24, every time that car's being driven will be videoed. So, anyhow, I don't claim to be the, biggest badass or whatever, because there's always somebody bigger, badder, stronger, faster, blah, 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 blah. But, as you can see, I think I've proven enough times that I've been here now since 2010, and I still haven't even had anybody pull over. That's pretty sad. It's pretty fucking sad. And I got too much of a history where I used to live that people won't do it. People get, when a new car club, one of the little kid members in his little fucking shitbox Eclipse, or I don't even know what the fucking thing was, fucking around with my brother, and my brother next tells me, and I go up to go pick him up, and then that little kid, he calls the rest of the car club members because he couldn't handle his shit. And so when they started showing up like big people, then they realized I was there. And they realized that I was connected to them. Things got a little bit scary for them. Where they were calling my old boss and begging him to call me and ask me to back down. That was pretty funny. Too bad I didn't have a camera back then, because I would have loved to record that shit. The best part is my brother got to go home with the girls that kid had. He was a good Padawan.